message about this call being broadcast or live streamed. Do not worry, it isn't being broadcast. It's merely a way that we record it so that we can share it with you later. A few more people in the waiting room. Libby, I haven't heard you yet.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Just about. I've obviously got YouTube playing in the background now, as I always do.
I'm just checking.
I to ask everybody if they could mute themselves, and lo and behold, it was me. So, just finally, I'm just letting one or two more people into the room from the waiting room, Libby. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's here. What a great turnout. We're expecting more as the call goes on. If you're a regular, you will know the drill. If you're not, I don't really do a grand introduction for Dr. Libby because she absolutely doesn't need one. We can only see your screen. We can't see your face.
I'm just sitting down. You know why? I've got water. Vital in this day. Had to run and get the water. We're here. We're ready.
Having a quick swig.
Everyone,
well, I won't pretend. It's night time here. It's been a long day. I've got the shirt on, so I'm having a beer.
Cheers with my healthy water.
Cheers, everybody. So, without further ado, over to you, Dr. Libby.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone that I've seen before. Can I just get a quick heads up? I'm just going to pin my screen to the front so I can see, and then I can go to gallery and see everyone. Oh, hi, Archie. So everyone that's in the room today, I just want to get a feel. Can I just get a quick hands up or a hi in the chat? If this is the first time you've seen my work, I just want to get a feel. I've got some lovely names here that I recognise. I can see Archie, I can see Paola, I can see Peter. Hello, Renee, nice to meet you. Hello, Ricky. Hello, Amy. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Shira. Really good to meet you. And I'm so thrilled you're here because this is one of the most important messages that I'm delivering. Hi, Candy from Singapore. We've spoken before. This is really exciting for me because I'm obviously a partner with Genius U. I get to do this a lot. I get gifted this platform as part of my partnership with them to influence people. That's what I'm here for, is to influence people, to influence the way of thinking, to influence the wider community, and therefore to influence the world. I know that's a big ask. But I am passionate about doing it. Why? I'm going to tell you today, because I want to find out what you're passionate about. Why are you here? Have you been tempted in by the title, How to Hit Your Money Goals? Are you thinking this is just about the money? I'm going to tell you why not. Let's just get a quick jump in of where around the world we've got everyone from. We've got Duncan from Vietnam. Let's get a little roll call of where else in the world we've got people listening in from. Because Archie from Suffolk, same as me. We must meet up for coffee, Archie. Dorset, UK for Tony, Shira in Dorset as well. 2 Dorsets, you could have coffee. This is what's brilliant, isn't it? Hello, Karen from Croydon. We've got Samir, Rob Suffolk as well, Alice from the Netherlands, Amy from Wilts. Look at this. Look at how widespread we are. Perth, Australia, score! I always want someone from Australia, Shirley. Hello, gorgeous. Hello, Cynthia from Oregon, Jonathan from Cape Town. Look at this. We're in amazing times. We're living in times that are unprecedented. The last time there was this sort of revolution was the scientific revolution. Before that was the industrial revolution. Before that was the farming revolution. There's been key points that have changed the way we live. This is one of them. You're living in history, as if we didn't know that from the last 3 very heavy years, right? Guess what? We're in a period of growth. We're in a period of expansion again. You're going to be hearing messages telling you to be sad. You're going to be hearing messages from the wider media and the wider world telling you to be fearful. I'm here to tell you the opposite of that. I'm here to tell you why you don't need to believe the doom and gloom that's out there. Yes, there's a global recession. Yes, there's been a global pandemic. And yes, we are in a digital revolution. And we are part of it. I might be further along the path than you, but we are the same. We are the same. I might be slightly more earning more money or having more clients, or I've got more sparkly lights behind. It doesn't matter. We're the same. So what does that mean? It means we need to get focused on what's different. So I tempted you here by two things. I did a picture with my boobs out, and I did a title called How to Hit Your Money Goals. I did a very provocative picture, very deliberately. Why? Because that's what you'll see all around you. That's what you're being influenced by, whether you want to be or not. You're being influenced by the media all the time. There was a post that I did to go with that picture, which said the 10 steps of how not to hit your money goals. A little bit tongue in cheek, but a lot of it is very sadly what you will see on social media. You'll see people copying people copying people. It's almost like a pyramid scheme. You'll see one coach post something and then 4 other coaches immediately post a very similar piece of copy using the same words. Just make sure you mute out as you're coming in, because I've got a little bit of sound wash coming through, just to keep the feed clean for those watching on Team Replay. Hello, Team Replay. Those of you that are joining us as the second time round, I congratulate you even more. Why? Because it takes energy to deliberately go and watch something once it's finished, once it's complete. But here's the weird thing about time, is it overlaps. You could be listening to me in a week from now, but the message will still land. You could be listening to me maybe a year from now when you just discover my name. I had a like on one of my YouTube videos this morning. Got a like from 2 years ago now. I was just trying to calculate on my fingers here. 2 years ago, when I first started filming little videos of kittens and talking over the top of them about growth and development and evolution. Those are still getting watched, which is really funny, but that's the way this digital revolution is working. We're able to collapse time. That means 2 things. It means you can hit your goals faster, or it means you can delay yourself. I'm going to explain all of that today. How exciting, right? Why? Because whether or not you hit your goals is dependent on one very important factor, and that is you and what's between your ears. This magical 6 inches between your ears is the difference between whether or not this works and whether or not it doesn't. So I want you to just jump in the chat right now, and we're going to type a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. Have you at any point in the last 2 years of this crazy world attended something like this, taken a screenshot of a slide on screen, and then never looked at it again? Give me a 1 if that's a yes for you. Give me a 2 if it's a no. Let's just see. Let's be honest here. Oh, look at this. Those of you watching on Team Replay that can't see the 40 people in the room, we've got a solid bank of 1s, and Archie's giving us 4 1s in room. Karen's giving us 8 runs. Has to go one better. We've all done this, haven't we? We've all sat there and gone, aha, 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 click, and then never looked at it again. Okay, let's try this again. Give me a 1 if you've ever in the last 2 years been scrolling through social media and seen someone who is more successful than you, and even just for a moment, be honest now, even just for a moment, had that demotivate you, not empower you. Karen straighten. I love this. Love you guys. Yes. All the ones coming in. Okay, last one. Thank you for your honesty. And this is why I do this, because this is why I do this, because you need to see this, right? Have you ever, in the last 2 years of this crazy world, been in the zone where you have scrolled all day and created 0 movement for your own business? Let's go. Let's be really honest now. Scrolled all day, like a whole day. 1,000, Sean. Love you guys. Oh, how funny. So whole strings of 1s coming in now. And this is where we're at. We have turned into some sort of beast-like stimulated creatures where social media becomes a place of consumption, not creation. I'm going to say that again, because this is a really important point. Over time, we have begun to consume, not create, and we start watching people differently. In the old days, you'd go on social media, you'd see someone, you'd be inspired. It would create an explosion and an expansion of you. More you would come out as a result of seeing somebody else. And then something shifted. Something shifted, which meant there is so much perfection, it has become normal. There is so much filtering. We forget what normal looks like. There's so much, look at my wad. And I jokingly posted a wad of my, look, it's up here, I'm going to show it to you. I jokingly posted a picture of me. If you haven't seen it, go and look, because it makes me laugh every time. Picture of me holding money, like, oh, look at me. So many people are doing this to you. But what are you doing to yourself? What are you doing to yourself? Because here's the thing. We're getting real now. Come on. Roll up the sleeves time. Here's the thing. What is it that you are saying about those things? Because here's the reality. Here's the truth. Nothing has any meaning other than the meaning you give it. Nothing has any, and I mean any meaning other than the meaning you give it. So what meaning do you give it when you see somebody who is wildly successful? Karen's saying you feel crap and you're very annoyed by all the stupidity too. Alice is saying the outer world is a mirror. Paul's saying they're more successful than me. We can make this mean whatever we want, but what meaning are you giving it now? And again, if you want to share, I will honour you for sharing and I'll read it out if you're comfortable with that. If you want to just write this down for yourself, that's fine too. Whatever feels comfortable for you. I'm not good enough, says Alice. Yes, spot on. What meaning do we give these things? What is it that we're choosing to apply as the meaning to this? Because here's the thing. So many of us have spent so long chasing after this, oh, that's a good title. I'll go along to that. Okay, now tell me what to do. Just give me a 1 in the chat if you've done that at least once in the last 2 years. Have you done that where you see a title and you go, oh, that's the answer. That's what I've been missing. I'll go to that and I shall be healed and everything will be all right. Yes, one. Clear ones for those on Team Replay and those watching on Facebook. So this is how it works, is we've been pushed into a zone with social media where everyone's telling us, do it like this, do it like this. We're forgetting how this works because what we're doing is consuming. We're consuming and it's beginning to slow the creation. It's like being on a waltzer. You know that thing at the fairground that goes round and then it goes round. So it's round and round in a round and round. So you're going round and round as you're going round and round like this. And the centrifugal force builds up. There's been a building up of this in the industry. So quote unquote, very sexist, but quote unquote bro marketing, because the pioneers of this were people like Russell Brunson and people like John Assaraf, where they show you a Lamborghini and then they say, do it like this. And you conflate the two. If I do it like this, I'll get a Lamborghini. And that trickled over into the general online world really pervasively. And then Clubhouse started and there was the Shark Tank, as they called it. And there's been a progression of this messaging. Guess what? Change is coming. Let's breathe into that for a moment, shall we? Because something is shifting. I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it? Literally just opened a new Facebook group today. You can join. Come and join me. It's called The 6-Figure Secrets of Success, Blending Neuroscience and Soul. Because something is coming. Something is coming. Yes, people are still wanting money, but do you know what they're wanting as well? They're wanting to do it from heart. They're wanting to do it soul aligned. Does this resonate with you? They're wanting to do it in a way where they don't feel they've sold out their principles. They're wanting to do it in a way that feels ethically aligned. They're wanting to do it in a way that actually resonates with leaving a legacy, building something that matters, building something that is of service. I know I use that word a lot and I know it's old fashioned. Wanting to serve and do it with honor is becoming the new sexy. It's becoming the new, actually, we've had enough of the very tawdry, if you just do it like this, you'll make $1 million, because people are beginning to realize something very important. There is a difference. I'll use my real dollar bill for this. There is a difference between money and wealth. There is a difference between money and a rich life. There is a difference between money and abundance. Money is not bad, but money without abundance is bad. We're going to talk about that today. And we're going to talk about something really important about what a business looks like. Emily's here. Emily's got to go. Catch us on the replay, Emily. But we are talking about something important. I watched a documentary last night. It's a really interesting one. It was about a guy on Tinder. And I'm not going to ask you hands up who's on Tinder. because no one needs to know that. But if you are on Tinder, there's a swipe right and a swipe left, isn't there? There's a thing you can do to sort of select in or select out. And this guy's been on Tinder for a while, and he's progressively just gone through swiping right over and over and over again. And then when he gets bored, he ghosts them. So he'll hook up with them. And then after a point, he just goes, next. It's the ultimate consumption. It's the ultimate consumerism of what we've created with this revolution. And this swipe right is the equivalent of us collecting all those screenshots, right? Where he's just collecting experiences, but then not advancing it, then not evolving it. Now, here's the thing about abundance. Creation is you. Someone said earlier, I think it was Alice, said earlier, I'm just going to scroll back, is the outside world can be a mirror. Was that you, Alice? And yeah, and the outside world as a mirror is such a great phrase for this whole piece, because nothing has any meaning other than the meaning you give it. So the meaning you're looking for is often the meaning you apply. Think about the scene when a couple have been fighting for a while. You remember those phrases? You always, you never. Who is David to his wife? That David. He's such a slob. God, I hate David. He makes mess everywhere and leaves stuff around, and God. Oh, if he could just stop leaving his pants next to the washing basket and put them in the washing basket, we might actually be intimate again once in a while. Who's David to his mother? Oh, David. Oh, my David. There's not a nicer man on the... I'm so proud of my David. He's so kind. He's so helpful. He looks after his mummy. Who's David to his daughter? My daddy is the best there ever was. I love him. He looks after me. Same David. Who's David to his mistress? Oh, God. David, I can't. Oh, he's so hot. He always, you know what I mean, he always looks after me. God. Who is David? Who is he? Who is he? Who's David to his boss? Ah, that David, I'm coming after him. Never does. Always leaves at 5 to go and pick up his daughter. Don't know what he thinks he's doing. Who is David? The answer is he's all those pieces. He's all those pieces. But who are you? Who are you at your core? Who are you when we talk about creation? Who do you want to be? Who are you creating for yourself? Are you just creating yourself in the image of others? Are you just creating yourself based on what you see around you? Are you coming to listen to me today hoping I'll say something to you that will make you go, oh, right, I've got it now. I hope not. Because I'm not here to be your hero. I'm here to be your guide. There's a massive difference. I'm not an influencer. I'm an educator. I say that again and again. I'm not here to say, be like me. Because I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be more you. I want to unlock you. I want to unleash that incredible brain that you've got and get you back to that core of who you really are. This is what I do in my one-to-one work, is we dive deep into who you really are and we get the limiting beliefs out of your way, and that might be the limiting belief that you're not enough. And let's just do a straw poll here. I would like you to be brave and just jump in the chat, and just if in the last 6 weeks, let's make a shorter time frame. Have you had that feeling of I'm not enough? I'm doing this wrong. I can't do this. Just give me a 1 in the chat. If you at any point you've had this in the last year, here they come. More runs of one. One. Yeah, we all have that. We all have that. And we all have moments where we fear, because it is a fear, that we're not enough. Do you know what changes that? A whopper over 1 from Power. Do you know what changes that? Remembering who you really are more commonly than who you're not. Remembering who you are in your soul. That's why I use this word soul. And I think Duncan's helpfully dropped the link to see. You're clever, Duncan. We only opened that group just about 5 minutes ago. We literally made it live just for this seminar because this is the start of the wave. And I hope you'll all join me in Six Figure Secrets because we are going to be starting this new wave. We're starting the change here. Oh, was it Rob? I was giving you the credit, Duncan. You could have sucked that up. We're starting this new wave today, now. Why? Because there is only now. There is only now. We know there's only now. Why? Because now feels like now. It doesn't feel like then. Today is once the day you had everything in your head as a dream, and today is now made real. Everything that was once everything you ever wished for, but it doesn't feel like then, does it? It just feels like now. So when do we change? Now. We take action. We do things now because there is only... I've helpfully drawn this. Look, cave paintings up behind me from a different training I was doing. I left them there because I knew that I'd be talking about this because this is the zeitgeist of now. Things are changing. The wave is starting. And you know how a wave builds? It needs momentum. It needs other pieces of the ocean to join it. And I'm inviting you to join me on this wave about this being more than money. I want you to write down this phrase. This is number 1 of the 5 steps that I'm going to give you today. It's not the money you want. It's not the money you want. It's the way you think you'll feel when you get there. I'll say that again. It's not the money you want. It's the way you think it will make you feel when you get there. Because here's what's happening right now. We're consuming, we're seeing all this perfect around us. We're seeing the Instagram filtered, these people that can make real, God, they're so clever. I put my first reel out today. Please go and support me. It's there somewhere. I don't even know how you find it. Put my first reel out though, done it. But these people that can make reels, these people that can make stories, these people that create, and you look at them and there's so much perfect out there that we think that we'll feel like that when we earn what they earn, when we fly on the private jets that they fly on, when we drive the cars that they drive, because we want that feeling, because they're portraying a feeling. Why? Because we're biochemical creatures. Everything is chemistry. That's the reason there's no slide deck today, because I don't want you to dissociate from your body. I'm making you feel today for a very important reason. I'm coming after your soul. No small stuff here. I'm coming after your soul. I don't want your money. I want your soul. I want your soul involved. I want your skin in the game for this, guys, because this is important. You've spent too long consuming, watching other people and perhaps wanting to be like them, perhaps going away and doing some work, but then getting defeated again about, oh God, I'm not there yet. I need that to stop for all of us, for the good of all of us. For us to evolve, we've got to get past this piece. And what's it going to take? There's 3 steps. At the moment, we're getting swamped with all the perfect. We get scared that we're not good enough, and then we shrink ourselves down to fit. We get smaller, we get less you. Because in this consumption, in this forgetting the difference between money versus wealth versus richness versus abundance, we've forgotten this vital thing that actually it's you that the world needs, not a copy of somebody else. How can they find you if you're wandering around? How can they find you if you're walking around in the woods wearing a mask that looks like somebody else? How can they find you if all you do is watch somebody else present, copy their copy, and then go and regurgitate it? How can they find you if you're not coming from soul? How can they find you if it's not you, if it's somebody else? Who is David? The answer is other people will see different versions of David based on their filters anyway. Anyway. So you better start with the real you. Hadn't you? Because people will see what they want. You always, you never is an example of global belief systems. Some people will look at you and go, all people on the internet are scams. All people on the internet are trying to rip you off. Have you heard that recently? Yes, quite common, isn't it? And that is because people will filter. So what happens if you do go out there authentically and in service as yourself? Yeah, and Karen's saying as an empath, you take all the misery of the world on your shoulders. Yeah, it's hard, right? So how much harder are we making it by not being you? Let's come back to base camp. So I'm going to give you some strategies now. Yes, I am going to give you some how and some what. because I hope we've keyed in something here that's beginning to tickle at the bottom of your soul and beginning to light that little fire. That's that fizz of excitement that makes you go, ooh. So jump into the Six Figure Secrets gang, and I'm going to make you an offer at the end. If you want to deepen this work, I've got 2 very exciting offers for you, actually, which is rare because I'm usually fully booked. So I'm about to run a big masterclass, which you're all welcome to come along to, called 5 Steps to Fully Booked, and it's for coaches and consultants and service providers that want to come into this new wave, this new version of this revolution with me, and do this from a position of you, not cookie cuttering, not copying what everybody else is doing, not here's a picture of me with a kitten because that's what everyone's doing this week, not here's my AI generated image because that's the newest zeitgeist, but now the you that's been there all along, the you that's underneath all those layers, the you that has always been wanting to serve. I see you. I really do. I see you because I am you. I've just been doing this from a little long. I think that's the reason I get away with this is because I'm a bit longer in the tooth, a few more grey hairs. I don't take the bullshit anymore, and I will not be someone who someone wants me to be. I will always be me. I'm here in a shirt, all right? Not many people present in a shirt these days, and not many people present with a flip chart behind them. But that's me. I've come from the city. I've come from the corporate training background. I've come from holding large rooms, usually full of a boardroom full of men sitting there like this, going, "Who's this girl? Who's this girl trying to teach us?" And then after half an hour, I've got them, and suddenly they're sitting up and paying attention. Usually after I've done a pattern interrupt of slapping the table a few times and making them realise how much they're triggered by their physiology. But this is where I come from, and so this is me. So this is how I present. And I don't change that for much because I know I'm deeply embodied in who I am. And I hope that comes across authentically. I hope that comes across that you know I'm the voice of authority on this, and I am speaking from a position of power. I'm not giving you just the latest fluff that's on the internet, right? Because there is a lot of fluff. So what are we talking about? There's 3 layers to anything. We've got the information layer. This is just the knowledge. And we've gone through the knowledge today a little bit about, okay, what's going on? Then we've got to integrate it. So I'm going to ask you now just to feel into your body, because we've got to move this just from the head into the body. The mind-body link is huge. And all of my many books, I can't see, but there's like hundreds of shelves of different books. I've actually done a degree I've done 2 degrees actually. I did a degree in the neural mechanisms of behaviour, and this was at Cambridge University, so it's quite well respected. And then I did a medicine degree, a veterinary medicine degree, that built on that about the actual physiology side. So the link between brain and body is huge. Like the way you feel, again, my cave paintings, look, the way you feel comes from 2 really important places. Your thoughts are what actually drive the behaviours you run. You might think you're just thinking something, but a thought is a biochemical, everything is chemistry. I've got a story coming out today about this as well. Look at me go, all the tech's getting sorted. Your thoughts are biochemistry in action. What you think creates a wash of chemical messengers through your body. Hormones, the endocrine system kicks in hard. So you know that feeling when you hear footsteps upstairs and you know yourself to be alone in the house? Sudden threat, your heart races faster, your breathing tightens up, stops altogether for a moment, and your ears actually suddenly hypertune to frequencies of low nature, because we're tuned to watch for that saber-toothed tiger springing at us from the bushes all the time. So suddenly that pause, that catch your breath thing, that's actually deliberate to cut out the sound for a second so you can pick up low frequency. Isn't that cool? How cool is our body and brain? And so we instantly go into hyper alert, hypervigilance. As soon as we hear something that might be a threat. Guess what? You do that when you see a threat on the internet. You might not know you're doing it, but that's exactly what your body and brain are doing. And that thought then drives your behaviors. The thought might be, oh my God, am I safe? And you might not think it as a conscious thought because your subconscious brain is actually in control at that point, because it's faster, it's 5 times faster. So we don't push it through the languaging center. We just get that gut feel, you know, the one I'm talking about, which feels awful. And that then drives your behaviors. You make different choices and different experiences. But guess what? That drives how we feel. It drives your emotions. it drives what you have as your internal terrain. So on my one-to-one calls, I work with lots of clients around the world. I work with people in very advanced businesses, so people that are like at the 7 and 8 figure entrepreneur level, so they're doing great. I work with people at the just starting out, so they've literally just set up like a mobile vets clinic or a brand new I've got one who's literally just set up a yoga center. I've got another one who's running a behavior service. I've got, lots of different shapes. The same things apply no matter what stage they're at. The same behaviors, thoughts and feelings kick in, and it's my job to help them get out their own way. And we do that by using closed eye process, deep level activations, cord cuttings, visualizations. We use the subconscious brain to do this, which has an amazing effect because it's faster, it's deeper and faster than just talking. Whilst I'm talking, what I'm asking you to do is think and feel. So I'm telling you stories, I'm giving you visual pictures, and I'm asking your brain to do the second layer. So there's the information, then there's this integration. We're asking you to move it into your body. And again, this is an example of one of those things, if you don't know what you know. I thought everyone did this automatically. I didn't realize some people don't do this automatically. So this is one of those secrets to my success that I had to go back and unpick, because I didn't know how I was so successful so quickly. So when I was, for example, I was made an office manager, age 21, managing, there was like 8 people in this office, and then age 26 I was director of my own business, was director level management consultant in a consultancy in the City of London. That is unusually fast, right? In between that, I was senior consultant here and lead consultant there. And, I just worked my way up incredibly quickly. And there were 2 things that I did that I look back now and realise how I got my goals so bloody quickly. One was I modelled people who were successful. I modelled people who were already doing what I was wanting to do and getting the results that I wanted to get. And I reverse engineered them. I hacked them. I went backwards. How did you do that? How did you do that? How did you do that? And I literally would pin them to the wall and then work them backwards until I could work out how they did that. So that was the first step. The second step was I did this bit. I understood that it's not just information you need. And I don't know how I understood this. I don't know where I got this from, but I understood it's not just information. All the books were already written. Everything's out there. The information, this was written, like this is one of the oldest books that I use, Psycho-Cybernetics, bloody brilliant. That was written ages ago. The information's there. But are you using it? Are you integrating it? That's the secret sauce. Because the information on its own is not enough. So we've got information, we've got integration, and then we've got transformation. You must change your behaviors. You must change what you do. You must do differently. It's think, feel, do in that order. It's think, feel, do. In fact, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write that down because we haven't got that on our cave paintings. It's this order. We start with think. We then move to feel. And we then do. And that do is the last step that people forget. You've got to do something. You've got to take action. Because it's all very well taking a screenshot of a slide that resonates with you at the time. But what if you then do nothing with it? Now, I was very lucky. I was in Venice, right? Literally, it was Valentine's. It was February the 10th, I believe it was. I'd gone over with my man for our first trip away. We've been together for about a year, and then we decided, gosh, we need to get away. So we just booked this thing for a couple of days, just going to Venice, the most romantic city in the world. And we got to Venice, and I'd been hearing about this weird respiratory disease. I'd actually had it myself, thank God, because obviously Venice was hooching with it. We went to Venice in the February of 2020, and we were literally just launching this business. And so we were going, right, well, how do we do this? Suppose we better do a go live. Let's do a go live. So we went to a little cafe around the square, and I don't know if any of you have been to Venice. There's this amazing St. Mark's Square, Piazza San Marco, if you're going to be all Italiano. And there's this beautiful run of cafes around the edge. And what's so funny is they've got all these little tables and chairs, and each cafe's got its own little section of tables and chairs, and there's these beautiful little canopies, and some of them have grand pianos and pianists playing, and everyone sort of walking around is just gazing in awe because you've got these stunning buildings, and then this huge monolithic, gorgeous architecture. It's actually on this is one of the cards that I got sent during the pandemic, which is me and my man standing on the top of it, and the basilica in San Marco is just stunning, and you've got these horses from the Persian Empire up there, and it's like nowhere else on the planet. And I was so moved by this and so excited by this that I was like, let's do the go live here. And so we went to one of these little cafes, and there's this thing where if you sit down outside, your drink will be about 30 euros. If you go inside, it's like 5. It's so funny, and that you don't know that until you've chosen your seat, and then you order your thing, and there's 2 menus literally. So and because it was freezing, we'd naturally gone inside because it was February, and then we looked at the menu and went, oh God, thank God we're in here. And so we sat there with our drinks, and my drink of choice in Italy is Aperol Spritz, which is this bright orange. It's like alcoholic iron brew. It's fantastic. And so I'd got my Aperol Spritz, and I'm there, and I've still got my little bit of paper. Look, it says the hotel we were staying at, Maison Venezia. And I was literally writing, my name is Libby, like I'm in St. Mark's Square. And I literally had to write down, like line by line, what I wanted to say. And I look back at that now and I go, oh, bless you. Bless you for that. Bless you for where you were when you started. But the point is, I've evolved as I've been doing this more and more and more. And as I've partnered with the Entrepreneurs Institute, and as I've grown my global brand, Tame Your Brain, and as I've gone and got clients around the world, and as I'm flying out to train them, I'm flying to, where am I going? I think I'm in Dubai next month, flying out to train a whole team in Tame Your Team, which is my product for a team environment. And I look back at this, and I keep these things because I'm a sentimental old fool, and because this reminds me it reminds me I was once here, not here. It grounds me in, so where I am now isn't where I'm going to be there. So whenever I get those wobbles of, oh my God, I'm not there yet, I've got the grounding to know, yes, but my feet are on the path. Yes, but I'm on the journey. Does that make sense? Just give me a 1 in the chat if that resonates with you. Just jump in there and just let me know that I'm affecting you with this story. Because thank you everyone, because I'm telling you this for a reason. Is I'm loving you. It's not to impress you. I'm never trying to impress you. I'm not an influencer, but I'm trying to impress upon you just how important this piece that we're talking about today is, about giving yourself forgiveness for where you are on your journey, about giving yourself the love for how far you've come, and about really grounding into this fact that it's not the money. It's not the money. It's how you think you'll feel when you get there. Thank you, everyone. Loving you all. So the reason this is important is because as soon as we live in lack, as soon as we live in fear, as soon as we live in I'm not enough, as soon as we live in I can't do this, guess what happens? You think that, you feel differently, you do less. You feel differently, you do less. How do you feel when you're motivated, when you're inspired, when you've got that that little shiver up your spine that tells you, let's go? How more powerful are you in that zone than the, oh God, I don't know if I can do this. They're so much better than me. Look at them. Look at them on their private jet. Look at them with their shiny lights on the wall and all their certificates and their branding and their awards. Look at them. Oh God. Look at me and see you. Look at how close we are, not how far apart we are. Look at how similar you are to me. Get excited and join me in this new wave. Join me in being the change that you want to see in the world, because we are it. We are the evolution that's coming. We are the people that are going to lead this next change. Why? By doing. Not just information. We're going to integrate and then we're going to transform everything. Why? Because that's how it's always worked. Why? Because the other way feels terrible. The other way of always looking at others and comparing yourself and beating yourself up in minuscule, minute detail about how exactly you are not them. Why do that to yourself? You are you. You are glorious. And I'm gonna gift you a really short visualization here. So if you're brave enough, I want you to come with me on a little journey and just close your eyes. Just put your hand on your heart, and you don't have to do this with your eyes shut if you don't want to, but if you can, it will deepen the experience. And I just want you to really briefly close your eyes and just take a breath in and just feel into you. And if you want to keep your eyes open because that makes you feel safer, that's absolutely fine. You might just want to lower your eyes and just feel into you, or raise them up to the ceiling and just feel into you. Whatever feels good for you, just feel you, not me, but you. But then I want you to feel like an invisible thread connecting us, like a beautiful golden thread across the distance from Western Australia, from Dorset, from over this border in Suffolk, from London, from Croydon, from all those places around the world, from South Africa, from Vietnam. Just feel that thread connecting us, pulsing with this energy that we've got, that's ours to give and ours to share. And I just want you to very briefly forgive yourself. Just give yourself a little bit of love as we connect in, and just forgive yourself for where you are now, for what you haven't done. And then if you can, just forgive yourself a little bit more for those things that you didn't do right in the past that have put you here today, that maybe you should have been, could have been further along. And just breathe into that with me, because I'm doing this with you. And now if you can, just forgive yourself a bit more. Can you forgive a bit more for that thing you did that you're still beating yourself up for? You know the thing. And can you forgive yourself even more for all those things, going back over the years and just let them flick, like watching a movie on a giant movie screen, flick, 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 all those things. Just gift yourself that forgiveness right now, right here, because there is only now. There's now, that's it. Just breathe into that one and just feel all the forgiveness you need to pour in. And I'll lend you some of mine, pulsing down that little golden cord between us. And just when you feel ready, just forgive yourself a bit more. But maybe that thing you did yesterday when you shouted and you didn't mean to shout, or you snapped and you didn't mean to snap. And just feel how good that feels to just forgive. Just open to that, just surrender to that feeling. And then maybe, if you're brave enough, go and forgive the thing that you can't forgive because they're not going to accept your apology anymore. It's either they've passed or they've stopped talking to you, but go and forgive there. And forgive them for not receiving, because you can forgive just from where you are right now. And I know it sounds daft, and I know you might think this is silly, but now just connect with the little baby you, aged about 6. Go and look into their eyes, because the eyes stay the same. And just go and connect with them, just as you've connected with me. Effortlessly, just imagine a little golden thread joining you. And just have that moment of forgiveness for being exactly where you are and not being further ahead, not being where you hoped, not being where you wished. Gift yourself that, and let that little baby 6-year-old forgive you, because they are you. And just top yourself up with that forgiveness as they smile and your eyes meet. And there's only love, and there's only forgiveness, and there's only love, and there's only forgiveness. And just make that loop. And now, really intensify that, because we can do that, right? 2 + 2 is 4. And 2 × 2 is 4. Multiplication, abundance is effortless. So just multiply that up. Have them gaze at you with their beautiful, soulful eyes, just connecting with yours. You're still the same. It's still you. And just beam that love into them and feel the love beaming back at you as you forgive yourself right now, in this moment, now, because there is only now. And let your shoulders drop. Let the tension come out from around your ears. Let the muscles around your eyes soften and smile, because this is silly, but it works. And just feel into that. And when you're ready, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Just come back to the now. Feeling all of that. And from this place of softness, from this place of forgiveness, of acceptance, this place of understanding where you are on your journey, and just breathing into that lovely feeling of knowing what's right for you. You know what's right for you. So, what do we do with this feeling? I'm going to ask you to stay in this feeling. We just soften down from your sympathetic into your parasympathetic over the course of this 47 minutes. This is a really powerful place to be. This is where oxytocin gets released. Oxytocin is the love drug. Oxytocin is about connect, not protect. Oxytocin stops being fearful. Oxytocin stops you from looking at everybody else, trying to figure out what you should do to stay alive. Doesn't it feel good? And doesn't it feel like this is where you want to live? Doesn't it feel like this is actually a better way to be, to give, to serve from this place? And can I tell you, is again, not to impress you, living like this has made me more money than living the other way ever did. I lived the other way for years, living in the city. For years. Even though I shook things up and did things differently there, I wasn't free to be fully me because I was working for somebody else. Now you're an entrepreneur. You get to choose. You choose your mentors. You choose who to walk with on the path. And they might be a little bit further along the path than you, but you choose who to guide you because you choose what style is going to resonate with you. There's all the stars out there in the world. It's like walking into the shop of the universe with all the shelves of all the things in the world. It's out there for you. You choose. If this resonates with you, you might want to walk further with me. And I'm going to make you an offer in a minute of the 2 things that I've got running at the moment. Apart from the free Facebook group, which is in there, which you can join at will. And I'd love to see you in there. And I'm going to jump in there and interact with you in a minute. I want to lead you to this place where you respond, not react. So the first thing was, it's not the money that you think you want, it's the feeling that you think you'll have when you get there. That's the biggest takeaway from today when we're talking about hitting your money goals. The trick to this is that if you feel like that now, it gets you there faster. Why? I did this in last month's Genius You, so I'll just touch on this briefly, and it's there if you want to go back and look. It's in the circle. Join the circle if you haven't already. But if you're here now, what's real is only the now. Your brain has a post-it note on the side that's what you did yesterday and who you were yesterday, the version of you yesterday. But that memory is as real as the future forward, play it forward, of who you are tomorrow. Now, here's the thing. There's a couple of options of who you could be tomorrow. You could be here at the 10 out of 10 version, or you could be here at the 4 out of 10 version. Which one do you want to be? The answer is whatever you put most energy into now. So if you put energy into being only 4 out of 10 tomorrow, guess where you'll end up? But you choose the right mentors, you choose the right guides, you choose the right circles to be in. The circle, Shirley, I'll put it in at the end. It's just called Tame Your Brain. But this is where we get to choose. And here's the trick. You get there faster if you're already embodying who you'd be when you get there. So I'm already living as if I'm already at the next level. It's not fake it till you make it. Very big difference. But it's that live as if you're there already. It doesn't mean go and spend money like you've got $1 million already if you haven't got $1 million. Very different to that. It means, who would I need to be that person that is at the 10K months or the 50K month or whatever, the 100K months or the 300K months. I work with people at all levels in that spectrum, by the way. Who do you need to be there? And the third thing is that respond, not react piece. You don't want to be knee-jerking and then diving into despair and then staying there. So what we've done today is get you back in your body. That's step number 4, is in body, not out of body. Now, the offers that I've got for you are about this expanding more into you. My first offer is one-to-one sessions with me. These only come up rarely. I think Shirley's here, who's had some one-to-one work with me. Love you, Shirley. Karen's here, who's done some work with me. Archie's here, who's currently one-to-one with me. These come up rarely because I'm usually fully booked. That's why I'm doing the masterclass next month on 5 steps to fully booked. I've got an amazing deal for you today. A session with me usually is about 1,000 these days. I'm offering it to you guys, my lovely circle, for 555. This is a 1 hour deep dive. We'll do a closed eye activation as well on whatever it is that's holding you back. So like we just did, but a lot deeper, because I spent about 20 minutes on that bit. We'll go for a full hour into and I ask you, there's a little questionnaire to fill in first. It's very short because I hate questionnaires. It's 3 questions, very short. What's in your way at the moment? What do you think you need? Tell me anything else that I need to know about you. And you share as much or as little as you want. But what I read from that is what then gives me the power for me to, these are called laser coaching sessions because I am laser sharp. Someone's described me as like being like with a scalpel, which I think is funny because obviously I used to be a surgeon and I was like, oh, I like that. And so I go deep and hard. Do not come here if this is very painful for you. If you need trauma work first, you can do that first and then come to me. I am trauma trained though. If it is trauma that you want to escape, I do work with some PTSD, some very complex PTSD people that are getting huge benefit from me and saying, why didn't I find you sooner? I've done 40 sessions of EMDR and it hasn't worked. And now I found you. I wish we'd done that sooner. So I do trauma, but this isn't necessarily trauma. This is just about activation. This is about getting from that layer of information to integration to transformation. You know when you're in your own way. I know that you know. And so if this is for you, you'll be feeling, I just want to get, why is this not working? Come on down, get in now, because these sessions have opened up. They will go, they always sell out. And I won't be opening them again after this for a while. So get in now, do not wait, because the thing with waiting is there is only now. There is only this moment in time. If the offer for a 1 hour session isn't enough for you, I am also opening up 2 spaces for a strategy day. This is called Vision into Purpose, a VIP day. To access that, you need to email rob@kemkaren.com. So Rob is in the chat, and I think he'll put his email in there. But to access these can be either virtual or in person. This is a full day with me. Can you imagine how much we can do if we've done this in an hour? In a day, we build your entire product suite. We build out your entire business map for the year. We can deep dive into whatever's holding you back. I will give you the map of exactly what to do after the session. So I will give you the do and the how. But what's most important is we activate this little golden thread that we've built today. One-to-one, I can do so much with you. So my VIP days are either in person, as I say. You can come to my lovely house with its woods, and we do our training in the woods if it's a sunny day. And I'll even throw in my personal masseuse for a little massage session as a little bonus for coming to see me in person, or we can do it virtually. I'm happy with either way. I do this virtually around the world with my clients that are on one-to-one with me and my clients that are in my Tame Your Brain Academy. But this is a much deeper dive than a 1 hour session. So usually it's 5555. So it's 5,555 for that day. For you guys today, we've got a special offer for Genius You, which is that whole strategy day for 4,000. So if you're interested, you need to jump on that super fast because those two will go very quickly at 4,000. So that is the full. You also obviously get a full profile and a report with that, as you do with Genius You anyway. I always use their tools and use their enterprise plan that you would normally complete in masters. So this is a great offer for someone ready to go to that next level for their business. But that's a slightly bigger offer. So going back to the one-to-one sessions, these are held over Zoom like this. So you fill in the questions first. The reason these work is because when we're one-to-one, I get to read your micro signals. So I'm watching you all here, and some of you have got your cameras off, and that's okay as well. But when you've got your camera on and we're one-to-one, I tune into your frequencies and we get this little golden thread established at the start of our call, and then I'm on it. And I can see when you answer a question or you don't answer a question or you evade a question. And sometimes someone's saying something, I'll go, hold on, go back 2 words, say that again. And they go back 2 words and I'm like, right, there's your block. Okay, come deeper, let's dive now. Deep, not broad, let's go. And we tunnel down and we find the most amazing things. And we pull them apart, because what I'm doing is unwiring your subconscious brain and rewiring conscious patterns of success. That's why our new group's called 6-Figure Secrets of Success, because actually, primarily, I'm a success coach. So, thank you, Duncan's on it, look, link's got in. So if you haven't joined 6-Figure Secrets of Success, jump in there. That's our new circle where we're holding people safe. If you want to come and work with me at a membership, because I do sometimes get told, and I always listen, I do sometimes get told, look, I just can't afford that right now. I hear you. So I've built a low-cost monthly membership where we can stay close, we can stay connected. I'm jumping in there at the moment. I've just had 6 weeks off ill, so I wasn't in there for a while. Now I'm going to jump in sort of every day. I'm dropping more value in there. It's a way of just hearing my thoughts in real time. I'm doing a thought du jour every day in there, and that's only $49 a month. So that's a really great way. If you're not ready for the bigger offers now, that's absolutely fine. Jump into the membership, Tame Your Brain Academy, and I'll hold you safe in there while we grow, while we get you along that path a little bit faster until you can invest when you're ready. Put me on your vision board until then. And then when you're ready, I'm here for you. I'm going nowhere. I'm here as a partner with Genius You. So I'm going to pull this together now by finishing with just one thing that I want you to take away. If you take away nothing else from today, it's time to create, not just consume. It's time to create your next steps. It's time to create where you're going. Not just keep scrolling, keep swiping right, taking all those screenshots and thinking that somehow osmosis is a valid form of transformation, because it ain't. So when you're ready to tame your brain, I'm here for you. I love you all. Thank you for playing with me today. I've had a ball. Thank you, Duncan, for having me. Handing back to you.
Thank you very much, Libby. As ever, thanks everybody for being here. Same time, same place next month. Check out the Tame Your Brain Circle for the recording links, and we'll be posting the date and time of the next call very soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.